Hello everyone, Thijs here again, and this time I got a little special video for you. As you might have noticed or might not have noticed, we just got a new announcement about the new Hearthstone expansion that will coming, and it will be the Witchwood. The Witchwood will be coming into Hearthstone from next month on. Mid-April will come out, and we don't have much information. We saw already 6 cards that will be coming out, but we got already a little bit of a review on what the expansion will be about and some information. So the new Witchwood expansion will be about 2 new keywords that are also getting into the game, and the new keywords are Echo and Rush. Rush is a keyword where other minions that are instead of charge can now trade on the board. That will be minions can only attack minions and cannot attack the face. So a different way of charge mechanic, but just not into the face. And Echo, what is like an unstable evolution effect of you can play it multiple times. We will see already a little bit of the cards later on. There will be some dungeon run updates. There will be also other extra abilities of getting pack deals and also on. But I think the best way to do it is to get ourselves a little look in into the new cards that have been revealed so far. And that's what I'm gonna do. So we have 6 new cards revealed so far. It's just a little bit of the start, not that much revealed, but the first peaks are there. And the first card we're gonna take a look at is the Genn Greymane, a legendary neutral card. It has one of the other new things into the game that we're gonna have is start of game. So this is the start of the game. It will already directly infect. You don't need to have it in your starting hand. It will just happen once if you just play the card in your deck. Genn Greymane, start of game. If your deck has only even cost cards, your hero power cost 1. So pretty okay card also for the body. Like it's a 6 mana 6/5. So stat wise it's not too bad. And it has a little bit of a powerful effect of like the new Raza, you can almost say, but just for every class playable. Your hero power costs only 1. It will depend a little bit if there are more cards coming into the game that can also support the Genn Greymane. I definitely think this is a card that has the potential of becoming a good card, also because of the stat line. The thing is, hero powers are not winning you the game. It's not that a hero power of 1 mana is gonna like win you the board game, win you the like at the end of the day, hero powers are like supporting your game plan often. There will be classes that can stack really well, especially the classes with the hero power that are having a really supportive hero power, especially the hero powers that are gaining 2 armor, healing 2, maybe dealing 2 damage like the Hunter hero power. They are definitely hero powers that really stack well. Rogue hero power, for example, I don't think stacks so well. Druid maybe has some options. Not sure what Shaman can really do. Like some hero powers can be really efficient. Some are quite worse. But definitely an exciting card, and I hope there will be more supportive cards. Definitely also interesting that this card doesn't have to be in the hand. You can just mulligan it away, and then you can already just have the effect as a bonus. Pretty interesting. Next one up here, Pumpkin Peasant. So a new lifesteal card. Each turn this is in your hand, it swaps the attack and health. So lifesteal is a mechanic that can be kind of strong, but also it has a little bit of a hard time getting into the meta. This is an interesting one, as you can choose it to have it as a 3 mana 2/4 or a 3 mana 4/2. But I don't think like necessary cards like this are gonna be much played in Constructed. There might be in Arena where you can definitely pick this one up and you're gonna have an alright time. But in Constructed, maybe a little bit comparable to like Wicker Flame in that way. The Paladin card with lifesteal, what is a 3 mana 2/2 Divine Shield that lifesteals as a 2/2 body. You can argue if that is close to this one. It's an alright card, not a bad one, but it's not gonna make like the world. But lifesteal is a mechanic that if in the right meta can be good, but if it is a control heavy meta, there is just not that much reason to play this card, I think. So not a card that I think will be much played in Constructed. And here is one of the examples of the new Echo mechanic. So Echo is a mechanic that you can play multiplies during one turn. It's exactly the same as Unstable Evolution, actually the card that I revealed you last expansion. Echo summons the minion for its cost, but you can also use it at turn 6 as an where you can play it 2 times. You can play it at 9 mana, and you can play this card 3 times. So value wise it has a lot of additional extras, and maybe there will be extra abilities of making the Echo mechanic even stronger. It is something we have to wait for, as we are only having 6 cards. There might be cards like Summoning Portal that we already have for the Warlock coming into this set just as neutral cards or for classes. That will support the Echo. Like every card that makes minions cheaper will support the Echo mechanic. So maybe there will be cards like that, and then imagine playing, if there is a mechanic that will make the card 1 mana cheaper, maybe an Emperor Torreson or something in that way, and this card is 1 mana cheaper and you can play it for 2 mana or something like that, might make the mechanic way stronger. Like 3 mana 2 for taunt, hey, it's not too bad, guys. There are a lot of 3 mana cards like 2 for taunt, but if you can play it like multiple times, for 3 or 4 times, it can maybe be really strong. So definitely in a card that I don't think will get played in the current state of Hearthstone, but if there is any support in the new set, in the Witchwood set, maybe it can get on there. Besides maybe evolution mechanics, I don't think there is that much spot for it yet. And here we got a new example of the rush mechanic. It is a new card for the Warrior. A 4 mana 2/5 rush, what means it can attack directly, but it can attack directly on the board. It cannot attack the face. Rush Battlecry, gain 3 attack this turn. So a 4 mana 2/5 is already pretty reasonable stat line. And it being a 4 mana 5/5 with Rush is just really strong. I'm pretty familiar with Rush in other card games. And having a 4 mana 5/5 that can attack directly. Imagine just having a Frothing Berserker on board and you play this the turn later. And you can attack, directly attack the whatever minion is on board, and the Frothing can then go face. Like this can support mid-range decks really well, the Rush mechanic. It supports that you have minions on the board, you play a Rush card, you trade minion by minion, and the other minions that you already have on the board can go face. 4 mana 5/5 that can like just compare it to Korkan, but then just as a more mid-rangey card that can trade into that just trades on the board. Also a really good mechanic maybe against aggro decks, because you can directly attack their most annoying minion away. Think about a console, man. Your opponent plays a console mon and you coin out this guy. He's just crying. So Rush is a mechanic you should not overlook. It is a more controlled way of charge, and I definitely think Rush is a mechanic that fits the mid-range deck. The Zooish decks fits it really well, but maybe a Temple Warrior can make this deck also work. So I definitely think this is a mechanic you should keep in mind, and I definitely think it is a mechanic that is gonna get played in Hearthstone. It doesn't need much support. It will already fit in the current set of Hearthstone pretty well. And here we got another legendary. It is Baku. Baku, then another legendary, a beast legendary. Kind of comparable to Greymane with the effect of start of the game. So again, start of the game, meaning you don't need to have this card in the hand. You just get the effect already going. Start of the game, if your deck has only odd cards, upgrade your hero power. The upgrade your hero power is equal to Justicar. So it is a really strong hero power. Imagine just having a warrior deck that plays Baku, and you already have like a Justicar hero power from the start on. Imagine that in Warrior, just having your tank up. Turn 2, yeah, I don't have my Warex anymore, but hey, I just tank up already. So definitely I think one that can, maybe it fits a Face Hunter. Hey, I don't have a 2-drop, but here I am dealing 3 damage. The thing is also like this one is the best working with only odd cost minions. So you play 1 mana cards, 3 mana cards, 5 mana cards. That also means that like your 2 mana is often not getting played, so you can turn 2 hero power. What could maybe work for the druid or the warrior. Hard to say how this card is gonna work. Of course, this card is not a good stat line. Compared to Greymane, the stat line of this card is really bad. 9 mana, 7/8. So you really have to play it for the hero power. But we all know how strong Justicar became in especially the control decks. So there might be ways where, especially if now you don't even need to draw it and you have it from the start of the game. I think this card should not get overlooked by classes like Druid, Warrior and Priest. I think these are the cards, maybe even Shaman. Like Rogue, no, of course not. But there will be hero powers where you are gonna be, where this card is definitely gonna get tested out. It can definitely be a game changing and create new archetypes cards. So I'm pretty excited about it. Azalina Soulthief. Replace your hand with a copy of your opponent's. So Azalina, oh man, I don't know about this card, guys. I am not so excited about this card. Replace your hand with a copy of your opponent. So what I thought when this card was, this is a card that can fit in aggro decks really well. Aggro decks that are suffering with card draw and can now definitely consider playing this card. It is not a card that people play to like steal their opponent's way of like mechanic that is gonna be popular in Priest, for example. No, I think this is a way that might help in aggro druid, aggro, or like an aggro evolved shaman. I think aggro decks can now consider not playing card draw much anymore. It's a good example of like a card draw card that we already have in Paladin, like Divine Favor, that you really have to play around as your opponent. Yes, it is obvious that the card is gonna get played at turn 7, so it's a little bit harder to get it on, but on 7, like even if this card is getting played, then it can be a really big counter to control decks. Yes, the aggro deck doesn't maybe like to play a 7 mana card, but hey, maybe in an evolved shaman deck, this is a card people will consider to play. I don't think the card is going to be that great, but I don't like the mechanics, so I really hope this card is not going to be great. That's just my short thing on this card. It's a neutral legendary, so every class has availability to this card. Hope it's not going to be too good. This is the first look we got so far in the Witchwood. We haven't seen that much, but now we at least know what it will be about. I'm definitely excited to check out more of the cards and what we are all gonna see upcoming in the next days, and well, especially excited next month when the expansion is coming out. Hope you are as excited as me, and this was it for so far, and I will definitely follow up this video once more cards are getting revealed.